Hello everyone, very good afternoon and welcome back once again to your favorite channel. It is the StudyIQ IAS English, obviously, right? And my name is Praveen Mishra and let's begin today's very important session. It's a case study for all of us with regard to the subjects of Indian polity, governance, as well as your interview, right? So it's not just a question for one stage, prelims. It is always the stage. It is, the other platforms as well, like the mains examination, the interview guidance as well, the interview examination as well, right? So when we simply talk about this one topic, that is railways, it is one of those most beloved topics of UPSC, which UPSC has given us the hints every year. Every single year you take up the prelims question paper or the mains question paper, you will find at least one question, maybe directly, or in case not directly, then indirectly referring to the profit and loss of Indian Railways, basically the structure of Indian Railways. Remember, guys, the most important thing that we need to discuss: transportation of any nation, not just India, of any nation, is its backbone, right? Backbone of the economy along with the backbone of the society. So this is what you need to mark. And India, with a population of 1.45 billion and with a huge chunk of population that heavily relies for its commutation and transportation from one end to another, is on railways, right? So railways is the biggest backbone of our economy as well as our society. So we are celebrating, as we can see, from 1853 to 2025, okay, a grand 172 years of service of the Indian Railways, right? So let's talk about the features. Now the question here is what you have already seen into the title: how to make Indian Railways profitable. So before we begin, there is a very good question: is Indian Railways in loss? Do you think our railway is a loss-making organization or is going in profit? Well, let me answer this question in layman. Indian Railway is something, what you can say, it runs on neck-to-neck basis. As in simply, it is not incurring losses, but also not having much of the profit as well. Basically speaking, it is, covering the turnaround or the turnover basis. Okay. So simply speaking, what we can say, it is not utilizing its full capacity. Indian Railways could be a particular organization or a particular sector of the economy that could gain the most, that could earn the highest, that could be the most profitable organization, not only in India, but also throughout the globe. Every single year, okay, billion people, you can simply call it billion people, they do travel through the Indian Railways, right? Out of 1.45 billion of the population, what you can have here is billion people, they are traveling every year. And apart from that, we have got the freight corridors, we have got the other corridors as well with us. But still, after that, Indian Railways is just earning 1 rupee out of 98.15 paisa spent. So this is what, not my analysis is, this is what the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, the CAG of India, has given in his report in the year 2023. Out of every 1 rupee earned by Indian Railway, how much money, how much capital has been infused? What is the capital expenditure actually? So it is 98.15 paisa precisely. So you can see how much are we earning? Just 1.85 paisa per every 1 rupee 85 paisa per every rupee, per every 98, means like per every 1 rupee, what you are calling it. Okay, so the earning is quite less, right? Earning is quite less. We could earn 100x more than this. 100x more than this. That's the reality. Okay, so this is what we need to discuss here in the upcoming whole session. So the first thing that we must put here is the annual revenue, the total annual revenue of the Indian Railways. What is that? Okay, as we can see here, the budget estimate of, this is 2024-25 data. Okay, make it clear, guys, that we are discussing not 25-26, but 24-25. Okay, so the budget estimate was 2.95 lakh crores. Okay, that is the revenue target, not budget estimate exactly, but the revenue target. What it was? 2.95 lakhs crore. How much did we actually earn? It was 2.64 lakhs crore. Okay, so still way behind than the actual figures, right? Now, if we talk about the breakup, where actually revenue came from. So the freight revenue, that was 1.85 lakh crores, that is 70% of the total earnings. So as you can see, Indian Railways heavily relies on where? On the freight revenue, right? 70% of the total earnings, it is coming from where? It is coming from freight revenue alone, right? Then next what we have got? Passenger revenue. Just 65,000 crores. As in simply in percentage, 25% only, right? That's it. And now finally, other sources, that is miscellaneous sources. Simply you can say 5%, that is 14,000 crores roughly, right? So other sources, it consists what? The parcel, the catering, the land leasing, etc. Okay, but yes, as you can see, the backbone of economy, railways, and the backbone of the railways is what? It is the freight revenue. 1.85 lakhs crore. Okay, as per the target, it is 70% of the total earnings. So how important it is, we can just analyze it from here itself, right? And now, this thing that needs to be discussed here before discussing the total capex or the total budget and everything. So here is the fact. Despite being one of the largest railway network of this globe, okay, freight cross subsidizes passenger operations, and the freight rates are 30 to 50% higher than the global averages, while passenger fares are among the cheapest when it comes to the global levels or the global platforms. So let's justify this statement. How do we justify this statement here? So it goes like this. Indian Railways earns most of it, okay, most of its money by carrying goods and not the people. As we have just understood, 70% of the annual earnings of the Indian Railways come from where? From the freight transportation, right? Now, but here is the problem. And the problem is, the government keeps passenger ticket prices very cheap. Very, very cheap. And now you would be like, sir, kya baat kar rahe? How it is cheap, right? It is too costly. Yes, it is costly. But as compared to the expenditure, then you will see the ticket prices. Then it is very, very cheap, right? So as we can see here, so the problem, the government keeps the passenger ticket prices are very cheap. So train lose money on almost every passenger. And to make up this loss, Indian Railways, they charges extra high rates to companies that send goods by trains like coal, cement, grains, etc. And what is the result? The freight rates in India, they are 30 to 50% more expensive than in any other country. Okay, while the passenger tickets, they are some of the cheapest in the world. Yes, you heard that correct. The passenger tickets in Indian Railways, they are one of the cheapest in the world, right? So before criticizing the railways next time, okay, whenever you talk about that, prices are hiked, remember this data. As you can just understand it with the help of an example. And what is the example here? Passengers traveling 500 kilometers, for example, okay, this is just for an example, okay, may pay, let's say, an amount or a sum of rupees 300, right? But railway, they have to spend rupees 600 to carry them. This is the reality, okay? And to cover this gap, what railway needs to do? Railway charges companies more to move goods, which makes goods transport by rail less competitive by trucks or by roads, right? So remember, guys, 70% of the earnings of the Indian Railways, it's coming from where? Through the freight transportation or simply the freight corridors. And now, why this is bad? Okay, so the two major reasons, the two biggest reasons that needs to be addressed. The first one is companies prefer roads, okay, that creates more pollution, more traffic jams, and more of road accidents. Okay, railways, they says, or sorry, railways stays stuck in losses and can't modernize or improve its services because of heavy losses incurred, right? Because companies, where are they preferring, what are they preferring? They are preferring their transportation either by road network, or secondly, that is more convenient to them these days, that is through water network. Okay, and now let's talk about the annual budget. Remember, this is the budget. What we are discussing is 2024-25. Okay, now as per the figures, what you can see, the budget outlay of 24-25, 2.55 lakhs crore was the capital expenditure, simply in short, capex. Okay, that was highest. Even if we compare with 2023-24, okay, which was up to 2.40 lakh crores. And where is the focus on? See, I'm not trying to appraise the government. I'm not trying to praise the government. Not trying to be that what we say bipartisan person. No, absolutely not. I'm just trying to represent the facts. Okay, so please don't keep this thing in mind that we are going to discuss or appraise the government. Absolutely not. Yeah. Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. So you guys are able to understand everything, right? Okay. So here we go. The total annual outlay. So we have got the highest annual budget of the railways, that is 2.55 lakh crores. Okay, 24-25 session. And where is the focus on? So government is trying its best, at least into the railway department. I must appreciate government. We must appreciate government. Okay, at least in the railway department. I'm not talking about the holistic appreciation. Okay, that's totally individualistic preferences. Okay, you might criticize the government on the same point, and on the same point, some person could be appraising the government as well. But here is the figure in front of us. So whether we are in favor or not doesn't make any difference. It is something which we must understand and admit that the government is trying its level best. Okay, though yes, still there are loopholes, still there are problems, still there are red tapeism problems, but yeah, things are going fair enough in railways. So what we can see, the government's focus is on creation of 3,500 kilometers of new tracks annually. Okay, then 500 plus Vande Bharat trains to be induced more. Then 1,000 one station, one product, that is OSOP outlets. And apart from that, track electrification, station redevelopment programs, etc., they are going on, right? Like, for example, what I have seen personally, if I talk about, so I come from Varanasi. Okay, my hometown is in Varanasi. So there, if I talk about not the main Varanasi junction, okay, but when I talk about the other railway station we have got, that is in the name of Madhwadi. Now it has been renamed as Banaras. So Banaras railway station, not Varanasi junction. Okay, Banaras railway station, that was erstwhile named as Madhwadi. Okay, so Madhwadi railway station is one of the cleanest and one of the most upgraded railway stations. And apart from Madhwadi, if we talk about the railway station of Ayodhya, or even the railway station we have got in Bengaluru. Okay, so some modernized, upgraded railway stations, and they are with better user interface, or the passenger interface, basically. Next, why railway budget was merged with the union budget? Remember, guys, since 1920s, okay, railway budget was having a separate department, and the national budget used to be different. Okay, but in the year 2018, as we can see, this thing was changed. Okay, 2017 actually, this thing was changed, and the annual budget was merged with the railway budget, or simply speaking, railway budget was merged with the annual budget. And why it and how it happened? So merger happened in the year 2017, which was announced itself in 2016. And whose recommendation it was? It was based on the recommendation of a committee. The name of the committee is what? Bibek Debroy Committee. And also on the advice of Niti Aayog. And what are the reasons? What were the reasons? So here are the reasons with us. To avoid any kind of political populism, that is fare hikes avoided, projects announced without funds, okay, like this. Then improve the fiscal management. Okay, that is simply speaking, okay, cover up the losses of the railways without making any kind of fiscal cuts. Then obviously it was railways could access general budgetary support like other ministries in case there is need of extra funds. Okay, and finally, yes, to enable the multimodal transport policy coherence. Okay, that is railways plus roads plus the ports. Right, so these were the primary reasons because of which the railways budget was combined or stitched with the national budget itself in the year 2017, announced in the year 2016 based on the recommendations of two, that is the Bibek Debroy Committee of 2015 as well as the recommendations of Niti Aayog in the very same year, that is 2015. Right, and now here the historical context, the facts for you. So on whose recommendation railways budget was created separately? So it is the Ackworth Committee. Okay, so the practice of a separate railway budget was initiated in 1924 following the recommendations of what? The Ackworth Committee. Right, and apart from that, the initial reasoning, what was the reason? At that time, the railways budget constituted a significant portion, around 84% of the total budget, justifying a separate presentation, right? So since 84% figure, as you can see, was the total contribution of the budget in the railways. Okay, hence, as per the recommendations of the Ackworth Committee of the time, okay, railways was given a separate budget thing. Next, why Indian Railways incur losses? This is a question that we must ask every single individual. We must be asking this to ourselves first, right? Firstly, this is the question that we need to ask to ourselves. The big question. Lack of civic sense, lack of social responsibility, lack of national interest, lack of support towards national interest, lack of patriotism is the biggest reason I must quote, biggest reason why railways faces losses. Okay, why? So lack of, support towards national interest, patriotism, civic sense, social responsibilities. This is where we incur losses. And then when the railways, they have to increase the prices, then we are the people, those who are criticizing first. So as we can see, the operational ratio, 98.15% in 22 to 23. So simply speaking, rupees 98.15 spent to earn rupees 100. Okay, 98.15 rupees spent to earn just rupees 100. So what is the actual expenditure? 98.15. What is the actual profit? Just rupees 1.85. And this could be 100.85 if we utilize everything at its best. So the reasons: high social service obligations like subsidized tickets for students, seniors, military. Though I must not quote here military, that's needed. Okay, we must not add the questions of military here. Okay, then overstaffing and high pension bills. Big problem, right? The erstwhile techniques, the 19th century, 20th century techniques are still prevalent in 21st century, unfortunately, and this needs to be addressed. 55,000 crore plus yearly, okay, it is still spent on pensions and those staff which is not even needed many of the times. Okay, 55,000 crores. इतना पैसा बेचारे पाकिस्तान को मिल जाए, वो मतलब गंगा नहा ले. खैर पाकिस्तान का गंगा से क्या लेना देना, लेकिन फिर भी बेचारा ही बोलूंगा, बुरा लगता है पाकिस्तान के लिए थोड़ा सा. अब नाउ आई फील बैड फॉर पाकिस्तान, एनिमी स्टेट, बट या आई फील पिटी. बुरी तरीके से मार खा रहा है ना. एक दिन खत्म भी हो जाएगा, फिर बहा देंगे हम भी अस्थियां इंडस रिवर में कहीं ना कहीं. इंडस भी है, चेनाब है, सतलज है, झेलम है, ब्यास है, राइट. समवेयर विल हैव टू परफॉर्म द लास्ट रिट्स ऑफ पाकिस्तान. आई एम वेरी मच कंसर्न नाउ, राइट. इतना कैसा करेंगे, राइट. सो पुअर पिटी पाकिस्तान, शेम ऑन यू पाकिस्तान, गो टू हेल पाकिस्तान, राइट. बट या ऑनेस्टली स्पीकिंग नाउ आई फील पिटी. खाने को खाना नहीं, पहनने को कपड़ा नहीं, है ना, उड़ाने को मिसाइलें नहीं, ठीक है, तुम्हारे मिनिस्टर्स घूम रहे हैं लग्जरियस लाइफ, देश भर में, दुनिया भर में, ठीक है, जाते हो डोनाल्ड ट्रंप के पैरों पे गिर जाते हो, उधर से शी जिनपिंग के पैरों पे गिर जाते हो, जिंदा क्यों हो तुम लोग? लेट मी टेल यू समथिंग, देयर इज अ वेरी गुड वेपन, ओके, अवेलेबल, तुम लोग के पास तो होगा ही, नोन एज सल्फाइड, है ना, ऐसा खाने का और निकल जाने का। इतनी जिल्लत भरी जिंदगी जीने का तुम लोगों को मतलब क्या है, राइट? ओके, so no worries, Pakistanis will understand. This is just a message to Pakistanis. I heard many Pakistanis sees my video. Okay, so I just wanted to tell them, and I heard their English is quite weak as well. So Paijan, don't worry. Okay, you just eat that thing that is known as sulfide कुछ ऐसा, और निकल लो इस दुनिया से कम कार्बन एमिशन तो थोड़ा सा कम होगा ना, तुम लोगों का एग्जिस्टेंस का तो वैसे भी कोई सेंस नहीं है, राइट? ओके, और यू नो, लेट मी टेल यू, do not pinch my defense forces. The day they get irritated, they won't wait for any kind of the parliamentary approval or the government order. They will just open up the LOC borders and they will enter inside, and what will happen to you? That will be fun. Okay, so coming back to the point, after trolling Pakistan, I like that. Okay, so overstaffing and high pension bills, 55,000 crores. Okay, this is where those guys are dreaming beyond the western borders. Now, cross subsidization, as in heavy under recovery on passenger tickets. We have to subsidize it towards the freight corridors. Then outdated technologies as well as some inefficiencies, they have been marked as well. Further, project delays, over 500 projects delayed, costing 4.5 lakhs crore. Loss hai, this is loss in the project delay, 4.5 lakhs crore, right? And then pilferage, corruption, ticketless travel, all of these things are big burden to the pocket of the railways, right? So to just justify it, remember the CAG report of 2023. Railways spend 98 paisa to earn ₹1. This is very unsustainable model, very unsustainable model. So the problems are the social service obligation, operational inefficiency, freight subsidies, passengers, unviable projects, and high staff cost. Okay, so 60,000 plus crores of annual losses on cheap tickets, concessions to 50% of the categories, right? So this is where the railways, they do incur loss. And now you would be like, sir, this is needed as well. Yes, this is needed ultimately, but we can also look forward for another proper viable solution. Okay, viable solution, because if railways, they will make profit, it will, you know, give profit to our pocket only. It will ease our lives only. It will make our life comfortable only. Right? So this is what we need to understand. Okay, so we need to change this data, and we need to change it at the earliest possible time. And here, how to make the Indian Railways profitable without burdening the common masses. So this is what you would be wanting to hear, right? So the previous slide was troubling. Now let's discuss this one. The boost to boost the freight business. This is the biggest thing what we can do, as 70% of the earnings is coming from the freight business. So we need to boost it. Okay, so complete dedicated freight corridors, that is to be made. Then diversify the freight basket. Simply speaking, the cement, the FMCG, the fast moving consumer goods, the automobiles, as well as the agri-produce. If you just have a basic research, I'll give you one hint. Just search for this thing that is known as Kisan Rail. Okay, just search for this thing that is known as Kisan Rail. Okay, and then how we can enhance our revenue, or simply the earnings, by increasing the non-fare revenue. Non-fare revenue as in expand station redevelopment. Simply speaking, the real estate model like airport models. Okay, we can privatize the railway stations at least. Okay, then advertising, land monetization, corporate train services like Bharat Gaurav train service we have got. Okay, you can have the Ram circuit, you can have the Krishna circuit, you can have the Jagannath circuit, okay, you can have the Northeast circuit, okay. So these are the trains, okay, that are related to what? Bharat Gaurav. So we can enhance such type of trains. And then talking about the tourism factors, okay, what we can do? Luxurious tourist trains. Okay, like we have got that train, if I'm not wrong with the name, Palace on Wheels. Okay, pilgrimage circuits, just like Bharat Gaurav trains. Okay, so we can adopt such models. What? The first and foremost is, like, for example, the metros in Delhi. They are highly commercialized. Highly commercialized as in through the medium of advertisement. The metro stations, they are kept on bid, okay, in crores and crores of rupees. And the metro stations, they are only generating a revenue of 100 plus crores just with advertising. Just with advertising. Okay, like for example, this is XYZ railway this is XYZ metro station. Okay, for example, okay, this is XYZ metro, and it is funded, or it is, having the advertisement by this company known as ABC. Okay, so it is named as ABC XYZ metro station. Okay, even the metro trains are having heavy advertisements over them, inner body as well as outer body, right? So advertisements could be the best boost. First thing, okay, so where we need to focus on? We need to focus on firstly the advertisement. Then apart from that, the land area of the railways, it could be monetized as well, providing it on lease to the corporates for the sake of any kind of structural development. Okay, then corporate train services, obviously Bharat Gaurav, and tourism focus, just like Bharat Gaurav again, and Palace on Wheels again, if I'm not wrong with the name of the train, right? So these are the things which we can use. And first and foremost, we need to enhance the system of the railways. We are still following the 19th and 20th century practices, okay, inside 21st century. Okay, like still, I'm not against the pension system, okay, that is needed, but still we can revamp it. How much pension is exactly needed? Who are the actual beneficiaries of the pensions? Okay, are they really getting the benefit of the pensions? Apart from that, overstuffing. Okay, railways, they are many of the time burdened with extra number of staff. Okay, and that you might have yourself experienced. So whatever your experience is, guys, with regard to the railways, whether with regard to the overstaffing, passenger ticketing, pricing, okay, ticketless traveling, or any XYZ issue, please do let us know into the comment section, and we shall surely consider it into the next session. Okay, guys, and apart from that, further thing, what can be done to save, or simply speaking, not save actually, to enhance the profit? So it is what? Energy savings. Energy savings as in how? Electrifying all routes. And it is our target as well. By 2030, Indian Railways should be providing net zero emission. Net zero emission with regard to what? Obviously, carbon dioxide. Okay, this is what the railways has committed, that by 2030, they will be 100% electrified. Apart from that, solar panels should be established on the rooftops of all the railway stations, right? Solar panels, so that we can have electricity through the solar panels itself. Further, PPP and private participation, simply. Like, for example, we are doing it in the roads. Okay, public-private partnership. Okay, the BOT model, build, operate, and transfer model, okay, or BOOT model, we are using it in our road network constructions, right? So we can use them same in our railway network construction. Okay, so simply speaking, more private trains under regulated pricing. See, there could be people who would be criticizing this point, that we are focusing on privatization. See, privatization is not bad. Controlled and limited privatization is needed as well for any economy to grow. Yes, mark my words, controlled, okay? A boundaried privatization is needed. Okay, then finally, what we need to discuss is the technology adaptation. More Vande Bharat type efficient trains, AI based route optimization, and predictive maintenance. We need to focus on this. Okay, so this is where how we can make our railways profitable. And in case you want to get benefited as well. So remember, resolution is what you need. A dedicated batch for our 2026, 27, and 28 year aspirants. Okay, 2026, the ones who are targeting exam in 26 or maybe 27 or maybe in 2028. So whether you are the first year, second year, final year, or a graduate or postgraduate college student or a working professional, doesn't make any difference. We have got for you the P2I, that is prelims to mains to interview batch. And you know it very well, when it comes to prelims, mains, and interview, you have got just one name, that is a StudyIQ. Okay, so what you will get once you have enrolled yourself into the resolution batches: the 1,000+ hours of live classes, access to recorded lectures, 18 sets of printed books delivered to you at your doorstep, with the class notes given to you in the PDF format immediately at the end of the session. The very same notes that is used by the teacher to teach you. Who is the teacher? Obviously, you know it very well. The best brains are available on the StudyIQ platform, okay, on our batches, in our resolution batches and all the other batches. You know the names very well. We have got Bhuvan Jha sir, Shubham Sagar sir, Ankit Singh sir, Shashank Tyagi sir, Prashant Tiwari sir, Chandan Sharma sir, Ankit Agrawal sir, okay. So who are these names? You know these names, these are the institutions in themselves, right? And these guys have gained some quintessential, some out of the blues level of experience, knowledge, and wisdom, and they have performed in their level best. Okay, or you simply say at the level best throughout any particular platform when it comes to student support, guidance, as well as providing them with concrete knowledge, facts, and information, right? So these are the best brains available where only on one platform, that is a StudyIQ. So embrace this platform, guys. Okay, go ahead with the proper analysis and you will get the answer itself. Okay, so remember the batches are commencing when? The batches are commencing from 25th of July itself. Okay, and you will be having multiple subscription plans. Like for example, you would be having the gold, you would be having the platinum, you would be having the diamond subscription plans, and they are all starting with rupees what? Just rupees 9,999. What do you need is just a promo code with yourself. What is the promo code? Please copy this promo code and use it whenever you are purchasing any kind of StudyIQ courses. That is PRV Live in bolds and capitals. What is the name of the code? PRV Live. So just apply this promo code while purchasing any of the subscription onto the StudyIQ and avail the maximum discount. And apart from that, guys, remember, do not forget to subscribe to the StudyIQ IAS English channel. Okay, a channel committed just for one thing, to provide you all the quality and quantity of the content. And in case you wish to connect with me, so here is the QR code for my Telegram channel, or else you can also search with the username again PRV Live. Okay, so this is the name of the channel as well. This is the QR code. You can search over it. Okay, just scan and join. And apart from that, if you wish to connect with me on my Instagram account, okay, so here it is with the username Pravin Mishra _2107. Okay, guys, so this is it with regard to this session. Okay, just please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and never miss an update from the channel. And yes, do let us know your opinion onto this point, that how to make Indian Railways profitable. What's your opinion? Okay, just let us know and we shall be discussing your comments into the next session as well. Okay, guys, good day. Bye bye. Take care. Jai Hind. Jai Bharat.